Hi,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
hello, and welcome to another episode of the PortBoys Podcast. Today we're joined with a very special guest, Zelia. Zelia, it is your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yay.
I'm excited.
Good, you should
Yeah,
be
right.
excited. What are we talking about today, boys and girl?
Well, in that retrospect, what is the most embarrassing thing you've caught the other person doing living together?
That's
Oh,
an excellent
no.
question, isn't it, Reese? Hey?
Oh, no. Oh, wait, are we going to talk about that?
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it if we don't want to.
I don't think that's embarrassing. What about out of the shower, like a nudie run, you forgot your towel?
No, nothing ever like that.
That's
I think Taylor might remember there was one time I pranked him. I was standing in the kitchen fully clothed. I think it was Liam's idea, saying
was
when
my
Taylor,
idea, yeah.
you hear Taylor get to the door, scream out, "No, don't come in! I'm naked." And it was a trust experiment to see if when
he
Taylor
would
came
do
out
it.
to the door, if he would keep his actually turn away or if he'd try and peek. And anyway, he came in. I was watching the whole time. He came in through the door, eyes shut, and I think, did you come in or did you wait outside? Anyway,
I waited outside.
He waited outside. He didn't come in. I was like, damn, I can't.
Good friend.
Yeah, good friend.
That's a good friend. Oh, damn. I would have thought there was more juicier things that would happen in that scenario.
Wait, if I heard you were naked in there, I would have stormed in.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there are any embarrassing times, although the amount of times I've absolutely just pissed Liam off is just...
Oh, every day you just get on my nerves.
Oh my God.
I will violently hurt you one day if you push me far
Have
enough.
you
Shit.
ever had a serious stomach bug and shit yourself and then the other person has known?
And the other person is known.
Doesn't that happen to you guys?
And there was a bug that went around, yeah. And
Yeah, if one person gets it, everyone's getting it.
Everyone's
Yeah.
getting it.
I was in Vietnam and I shat myself with Kyle and Dad sitting on the bed across from me.
Oh no.
We're about to go to breakfast and I was just like, I'll meet you guys there. And I had to walk to the bathroom.
Oh no.
Let me just
Shit in my
change my undies. I was actually having this conversation yesterday. People who shit themselves regularly are really proud about it. They're always the first person talking.
why
Yeah, I know a few people in life. They're
I shit in my pants
"Oh my
regularly?
God, I'm
And I'm proud.
Are you one of those people,
Yeah,
Zizi?
people
Is that what you do
around
to
my-
Viali?
No, Viali's the guy that I'm talking about.
Viali wants to stop shitting his pants. He's proud of it. Viali is Zelia's boyfriend, by the way.
Yes, I've done it again, and I've done it well. But yeah, so cool and tame and just relax. I was really expecting some juicier details there, but nothing.
No.
Well, Sam, mate, what about you? You've been living
Sam.
in share houses too.
No embarrassing moments.
You haven't seen anything sus or
Nah.
No one's
I just
caught you
say
doing
no.
anything explicit?
Have you
No,
ever heard
no,
anything from
never.
Justin's room, mate?
No, he doesn't fucking... All I hear from his room is, "Oh, fuck!" Just slamming his desk playing his fucking COD or whatever. That's all I hear.
Yeah,
Other
he
than
seems like a rager, that guy.
He is a rager.
That's insane.
Man,
Would you guys ever consider living together yourselves, like you four?
Yeah.
I think that would be the
Sam.
ultimate house.
That would be... Yeah.
That's something that Sam, you and I will discuss later afterwards, actually.
Yeah. 100%. Get the fuck out of my hotel, cunt!
Yeah, alright, Sam, if someone came
Jump
up
on his back.
if someone came up to
Sink
you
a fucking
in the
redneck and choke on
hotel
him.
and they were just like, oh, and you had to kick him out because, I don't know, they fell asleep on a pokey machine or whatever, and then you're trying to kick him out, and they're just like, oh, come on, mate, just let me play 5 more minutes, just let me play 5 more minutes. What would you do?
I think I wouldn't, I'd just walk away, but I'd probably get pissed off, and in the moment I just wouldn't care. I'd just be like, fuck off, cunt! Obviously, you can't physically drag him out, can you, or can you?
No.
You can
I-
only protect yourself, like
I've
self-defense.
physically assaulted a customer before.
Yeah.
Personally, I was at my wit's end, and this idiot fell asleep on the machine, exactly what Liam said, and I slapped him that hard across the face. I went in for round 2. Maz said, "Mate, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Maz, he won't wake up." Oh my God. And then
Wake up?
Maz was like, "You go behind the bar, I'll deal with it." That was good.
It's like,
It was actually good. You know, like, just grind your gears that hard. It'd be great to enact
Yeah, just give him
violence
fucking-
on it.
I'd love to slap.
Yeah. And he was huge. This guy, like, his face was this round, so that the
target.
reverb on the slap was like woo 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 woo.
Yeah, ripples through his face.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was the best thing. And the fact is, he didn't even wake up. He was just like, I was like, wow.
What was that?
No, he didn't even blink an eyelid. He was like completely asleep.
He just does the
Please
classic,
go on.
just
Yeah, I was going in for round 2. I was going in for a backhander. But yeah, unfortunately, that's.
you're gonna be a new UFC fighter.
Oh, I wish. I would definitely. I would have went in for the elbow and jumped right on his cock, mate.
That's a legal move.
That's an. Yes, mate.
Fucking, I'm so hot right now. I need to tell my fan.
Yeah, you
Oh,
are.
so hot, mate.
Okay.
It was fucking so hot today. You know what? You want to know how hot it was?
Yeah.
How hot was it?
25.
Wow,
Wow, sad.
that's sweltering. It's amazing you didn't get heat stroke.
When I was walking from work to my car, I almost fell over. I'm telling you. I didn't actually, but I was just saying to myself, "Fuck, it's fucking hot."
Wow, he's so brave.
Sorry, I'm very distracted.
But last week it was like 13 degrees.
Hello?
Fuck, that's cold.
Yeah, it was so cold.
When I
It was
go to
snowing.
when I go to Europe, or when I first land in London, the hottest on average it gets is like 13 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
It's so
so
hot.
cold.
It's a cold winter's
You
day.
can only see there.
Yeah.
But they had heat wave though, and it was like they were complaining about like 28
No,
degrees.
it was like
it's a heat wave
35.
today. Oh, okay.
It was-
well,
it
that's
was-
still like a heat wave for them. I mean, 35 is pretty hot, but try having 40 fucking 5 degrees benders, 3-day bender.
Yeah.
Fucked. It's just fucked.
I have something in front of me that says, ready for this? Liam likes his chicken dry and firm. He asks for his chicken schnitzels overcooked. Why?
What?
Yeah, I do. If
Why
I
do you
ever
like your
get
chicken dry and firm?
No, if I
Sounds
get-
disgusting.
if I get chicken schnitzel from work, I'll ask Arlene if she can cook it a little bit longer, so the schnitzel part of the outside is nice and dark and crunchy, but it's nice and white and juicy on the inside.
But it's dry.
No, it's not.
Because it's
So dry! It's fucking raw!
It's not dry.
okay.
Or if it is, it doesn't bother me. Leave me alone. I'm just built different.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know if we've discussed. Oh, we have discussed the noodle situation in the past podcast. Ignore that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Zelia doesn't know though.
Oh, can we leave me alone with my noodles?
Pointless argument though.
Yeah.
Alright, fine. There's another one that says, jar of used condoms, real or fake? Ask Reese for details.
What?
Oh,
Reese, man?
okay. No. This isn't. I don't keep condoms in a jar. Just forewarning, putting that out there at the start. of the
You
question.
can be honest with the boys.
I know. I keep the sperm.
Is that them back there?
condom in the jar,
Is
not
that
condoms.
is that the jar back there in the back left?
That is the jar of No, so my ex, her eldest sister, used to keep. There was this
Say
little.
that name.
I'll bleep it out.
Yeah,
It's
fuck it.
fine.
There's a little fish ornament on the on her bedside table, and it had like a little latch on the side. You could open it up and you could go inside the fish. It was only very small, about maybe that big, that shape as well. And she used to sleep around a lot, and she used to tie the used condoms and leave them inside this fish as a trophy, a whatever. Anyway, one day my ex, what's this? And yeah, a bunch of used condoms. I don't think any more came out of it. I don't think anyone questioned anyone about it. But just the idea of can we discuss the psychology behind
That's
why
so
you
sick.
may keep them?
What the fuck? It's disgusting.
That's
Imagine
like
the
some-
smell.
That is the rankest thing I've ever heard, and the smell after at least 1 year. That's human waste. That's foul.
That's some serial killer shit right there.
Yeah.
How many condoms were in this jar?
Yeah.
What
I
if
don't,
she
I don't know those
impregnated
details.
herself?
Yeah. Hello, Viala.
Viali's here the whole time.
Viali! Viali!
I just made it in.
ZMV.
That means at any point the blackmail she could do is, I don't know how long it lasts, but she can impregnate herself.
Yeah.
She can plant it on someone else.
Well, I
That's
guess
it's-
that could very well be the idea behind it.
Well, that's what people do when they fuck celebrities. Like they'll steal the condom from the bin or whatever.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
But that's why they flush it down the toilet. The strat is to flush it down the toilet.
No, Drake, he actually put hot sauce in it.
Drake, yeah, I heard
impregnated
that, yeah.
herself, and she actually sued him. Said he put hot sauce in the condom, and do you know what I mean? And now I'm affected by it. But she's the one that did it to
Yeah.
herself. She
Yeah.
wanted to. It's already happened to him multiple times. Like the girls who try to do that.
Happened to
What the
who?
fuck?
Who are we talking about?
Drake.
Really? What the
Yeah, it happens regularly to him. That's how he has his little kid now.
I don't think sperm stays
was the
alive.
last
that
Doesn't
long.
it, doesn't
Yeah, I
it
think
die
only
after
a
like
few
24
hours.
hours?
Last
It'd probably be like,
24
yeah,
hours.
yeah, 100%, yeah.
Let's look it up.
Oh,
And she's a lawyer as well, so.
That makes it worse.
Oh,
She knows her shit.
Yeah,
She knows the loopholes.
sperm can live outside the body
How
for up
many
to
is in
15 to
I
30
don't know
minutes in
those
the right
details.
conditions.
15 to
Only
30
15
minutes.
minutes.
15 to
Yeah.
30 minutes. It will perish as
Oh, so
soon as it
that's
dries up if it's on a dry surface, such as a table or some clothing.
Well, to be honest, that would be a wet surface still because it wouldn't dry up.
Inside
a
a condom,
sealed
yeah.
bag.
Mm.
But I
Maybe
guess-
cold. Maybe it's too cold, I guess. Like it's not in the body.
Well, it was in like this metal, like this steel sort of aluminium type of fish thing. It was really strange. If I ever, when by the time I sort of saw the actual fish, it was empty. So that must have happened before this. But
Still, that's disgusting. You just throw
yeah.
the whole fish away.
would any of you keep anything like that? Have
No.
you ever kept anything?
No.
Fuck
I do.
Absolutely not.
I've been saying these things because I actually do it.
Yeah, look in a jar of cum.
What's the oldest thing you guys own? You hoard anything?
I have a teddy bear from when I was first born.
Yeah, well that's as old as it gets.
Yeah, I've got stuff like that. Yeah.
It's probably shit my mum's it's old, but this fucking trophy,
Yeah.
that's from 2006. That's pretty old.
I've got
Old.
up on top of my shelf there. See that jar right there?
Yeah.
It's got condoms in it.
It's got condoms and sperm in it. No, it's got little meteorite fragments in it.
Oh,
Oh shit.
That's-
Well, they must be pretty fucking old then.
It's pretty old. But collected that from a old mine back when, probably around 2006 or 7 as well, around that time.
Hey.
Isn't it crazy to just think like those fragments were just floating around in space?
That's
For so
something,
long.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Hey,
so
wasn't
interesting.
it supposed to last you the whole
Lily bought me another one. I finished both of them.
Leave the cat alone.
it keeps trying to eat my fucking drink.
That's when you just.
Taylor, just do one of these, just woo!
No, I
Onto the
can't
bed,
do it.
mate. Just go sideways.
That's indestructible. She wouldn't care.
Pass it like a football.
Yeah.
Cats can fall like 20 stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Doesn't mean I wanna-
they're indestructible. Pretty
There's a
much.
very interesting video that begs to differ that fact.
well, in
Oh really?
in
Might be 20.
COVID,
That might be a bit more much.
I actually called up the council in regards to 2 separate incidents with dead cats.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, I was walking past and then a dead cat in the road. I was
Oh.
worried by the time that I called the second. I was like, please don't find a third, else they're going to think you're a serial cat killer and that you're just dumping the bodies and then reporting them in.
Yeah.
It
Hey, I
was
found this
insane.
dead cat.
It was, and they like literally the first cat. They didn't even pick it up. It literally rotted to the end corpse in the open. It was rank. It really smelled.
that's disgusting.
But in my life, I've probably seen about 5 or 6 dead cats.
What the fuck?
What's-
Yeah.
I've never seen a dead cat in my life.
Really?
Oh,
I've seen
I've
plenty.
seen one
in a
walking
few
to the.
years, you will. Sorry.
What's that supposed to mean?
Cats die.
I've seen like at least 2 of many. I remember walking to like the fucking like the fucking oval. It's like we're doing athletics at school, and we're walking to the fucking local fucking oval, and there was just a dead cat on the side of the road with maggots in it.
Oh
And
god.
it was fucking gross. We all had to walk
Yeah.
past.
Well, I've seen roadkill, but I haven't seen a dead cat.
I've seen
I've seen my dead cat.
I've seen
yeah.
2 dead
Two
cats from
times.
being hit by cars. The first one, I was walking to work at like 5 a.m. when I used to work at Hungry Jack's just down the road, and I just saw this like dead cat lying in the gutter, and I was like, "Oh, that's a dead cat." And the closer I got to it, I could see that the impact from the car must have like cut it open,
I couldn't help but laugh.
and so there were like just red stringy bits, and I was just like, "Oh no."
Aw.
Ah,
And the second time, I was on a walk. I was on a walk just around Glenfield, just the other suburb, and me and Nathan, we just saw a cat just lying in the grass, like, oh, it must be dead. And we got close to it. You know, one of its eyes was hanging out. And
oh, what the fuck?
I might cut this bit out.
You find it funny?
That's horrible of me.
Sick fuck, Liam.
That's fucked.
Me, what did
But,
I do?
many
I didn't
Put it
kill
under
him.
his pillow.
Took
you know,
a-
you're meant to report
Put it under his
the
bed for good luck.
He dissected it, did some taxidermy, became Jeffrey
Oh my
Dahmer.
god, fuck off.
Well, remember that time I was dropping Charlie off where your old apartment used to be, Reese, and the cats were going full circle at it, humping it up on a stair, like it was like a monument. Like they were right on like the second tier, and it was like 5 or 6
Karen.
years high.
Oh, sorry.
He's just got the shits. Reese needs to change his jocks, I think.
Fucking hell.
What happened?
Well, okay, so
Sorry.
you can't see, but there's a window like right there, right? It's really close
Yeah.
to me. And I'm just sitting here just chilling, minding my own business, and all of a sudden there's just someone standing up against my window. Carissa, Taylor's sister, our 5th house.
Oh no!
And I'm just like she's just right. I never saw her step up or approach it. She's just, there.
She's just.
Fuck.
That's insane.
I almost
Oh, man.
died. You almost witnessed a fucking heart attack on the podcast. I'm just lying here, just. It's just like.
Text me in a minute. Are you ready?
Is it crowded living with 5 people? Is it like...
Surprisingly not.
Not particularly, no.
Yeah, because we'll have a separate space, so
Yeah.
not really. And the,
Like using the kitchen, doesn't that get annoying some nights? Like having to...
Hardly.
I mean, sometimes you may have to like pace it. You know, one person will finish their thing and then you come in. But for the most part, yeah, for the most part, we aren't even in the house at the same time. Like,
Yeah, true,
one person will be
yeah.
working, one person. I think today, like this afternoon in particular, is the only time in a very long time that all of us, every single person, has been home.
Yeah,
well,
true.
I
That's
wasn't home that day.
beautiful.
Because every time I come up, you guys are all there. So I'm not used to like...
Yeah, because we take time off
your
to spend
day-to-day
time with
grind.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you love me.
Yeah.
I love you so much, man.
Yeah,
Wait,
mate,
I
I'll
was-
take off mine.
If you guys can hear.
Yes.
My question was, Taylor has 2 sisters now.
Oh, hang on. Can we stop? Zizi, can we stop? Sorry, Zizi.
My question is, Taylor has 2 sisters. Sam, do you have sisters?
2 sisters, yeah.
2 sisters, okay. Liam and Reese, no sisters.
Oh yeah, one. He's a bit of a bitch, but
Huh?
Kyle.
No, that doesn't count. Alright, well, can you guys please have a conversation about giving the... I don't know. Oh, shit. Sorry. Why is it better having sisters or brothers?
It's been having sisters or brothers.
Reese and I can't answer
I
this.
have a brother as well, so...
Okay, well, Sam, you know both, so you have the opportunity, same as Taylor. But you two, what do you think you missed out on when you don't have sisters?
I don't know. You can't be sad about something that you've never had. Well,
I
Reese
had-
has had stepsisters. Stepsisters.
I had 3 stepsisters for about 11 years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You were stuck with them? You were stuck?
Whoa!
Stepmom as well.
Oh, stepmom.
But the dishwasher was always broken.
It's more like the dryer.
Yeah, the dryer, yeah.
No, the kitchen sink was leaking.
Fuck.
I'm stuck.
Oh my. Oh well, then my question's obsolete. Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, me and Taylor both have both brothers and sisters, so I guess it's just a question for us.
All right, you take.
Unless Reese had something to say.
Oh, you just go first. You just have biological brothers and sisters, so.
Well, I mean, when you have brothers, you could probably do more things that, you know, you would have common interests like video games, or you could talk about
it's dark.
manly stuff and and shit like that. When it comes to sisters, I don't know, like for instance, when it comes to Carissa, we share similar interests and similar humor and whatnot, but she's just another sibling that I care for.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, just. You can finish.
yeah, I don't. There's not much to it. I wouldn't say like that one's better than the other.
Yeah.
But one you would have more common interests with the same gender because you're more likely to do the same things. Although sometimes, like for instance, I now have a former brother, now sister, who shares still the same interests. So girls can still have all the interests that guys have, and vice versa. So it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with having like dude friends and girlfriends.
You reckon?
It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, they're just your friends. Like, you grew up with them. Obviously, it's not the same as your friend. I mean, it kind of is. You just grew up with them.
Well,
I get along both with my sisters and brother.
if you could choose your perfect family situation, would you say I would want 2 sisters, 1 brother? That would be the peak, and like, or is it just like, I guess I'm just happy with what I got because I don't know any different.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, I guess the best approach is always a little bit of everything.
2 sisters, 2 brothers.
2 sister
I
brothers.
would have liked to have a younger brother to beat up. Instead, I got beat up.
To protect, not beat up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I have an older brother. He tried to kill
Yeah,
me.
sure.
Yeah, well, that's what all the bros do. They fucking rub your face in the carpet.
Yeah, Reese, dog.
Oh, yeah, I had a few tussles with Kyle here and there, but
He's too big for you now.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm scared of him now. But,
I'm always scared of my brother.
I always kind of wish I had an older sister, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess I quite like just having like just a brother dynamic. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Liam?
I can't really say.
What about you, Z?
Yeah, you've been
yeah,
asking all the questions.
Older brother and a younger sister. Younger sister is pretty cool because we're 1 year apart, so we just literally did life together. But, mate, the punch-ons between me and my sister was bloody rock solid. I was a kicker and she was a puncher. So I would kick her and run and she would find me and punch me. Like,
That's what you do, your siblings.
One time we had a fight, I ran into my room. I closed the door behind me and I sat on the door like it was desperate. It was life or death.
Okay.
This girl, my sister, pulled out a knife and swiped it under the door.
Oh my
What
God.
the fuck?
What?
What type of
I thought
knife?
you were talking like play fighting. That's pretty fucking serious.
No, I'm not play fighting. This was like serious beat ups. But it was awesome.
Shit, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yes, it was good times. And because like we were so close, we hate and love each other. It was just the best. And then for my brother's 6 years older, and he's well, mate, he used to power trip so hard. We used to walk home from school together, and he would go right, left. So we had to be in sync with his footwork. Else he would go, I'm telling Mum, you're not allowed to walk with me home anymore. Like, we had to march.
What the fuck?
Brother sounds like a
So
dick.
bad.
Are we not
No,
going to
he's
talk
the
about
best. My brother's the
swiping of
best.
a knife underneath the door frame? That's
Yeah,
like
it was so much fun as a child.
that's assault. Like, why would they swiping a knife under the door?
Well,
like,
hang on. How old were you two at the time?
Oh, we were definitely at least 8 and 9 probably.
and her thought was, I'm angry. I'm going to go get a knife and start swiping it under the door.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, I did just as bad as things. I just can't think of them. But our dynamic is
Opinion?
literally these two brothers and sisters, like my brother and sister, are the best two brothers and sisters in the world. But we've done some violent things to each other over the years. Like I remember my sister pegged at my face a quarter full Sunkist bottle, and it had the weight in it at the bottom. It had such a recoil on the. Oh my god, it really hurt. It was awesome, but.
Well, I know Tase's older sister stabbed her in the face with a fork. Or was it?
Jesus.
Oh, she can't hear me, but yeah, stabbed her with a
It's
fork.
always good.
I never got that hurt from a sibling.
Well, yeah, what is the most hurt you've ever been from a
I do
sibling?
have a memory of me and my older sister like fighting with the kitchen knives, like having a sword fight. And she got my thumb, and I think I still have a scar there, like
No
very
way.
vaguely. Yeah.
Whoa.
I would have been like 5 or 6. She would have been like 6 or 7.
What the fuck?
Violet and I would have a habit of like hurting each other, but by accident when playing around. It would never usually be intentional.
Yeah, it was always playing around. I never got into like serious fights that I got hurt from. I don't think. At least I don't remember.
But never actually like too physical. Sort of physical. Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting, guys.
rough, but not like
Not
I wanna kill
violent.
you. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say one thing, but now I've forgotten. But no, ours were like physical violence. I've never experienced that violence in my life, like as an adult. But as a child, days. No, but it was really fun, and it was recuperated on all accounts. It was awesome, and
Fun.
it made me a tougher young girl, and it toughens you up. But they were really serious. Like we could have killed each other, and then 5 minutes later, literally would sing a song together. Like it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Wow.
Wow, good times. So that's my experience, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
I think one thing that you said there is like toughened you up. I think it definitely Kyle and I conditioned each other into, you condition each other through wrestling enough and through hurting each other, like accident or on purpose, to just sort of, you get to an age where you just deal with it. Like it becomes.
100%.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
beautiful,
you can't
guys.
wrestle with Kyle anymore because he just
You just
puts
sink
you
in a rear naked choke.
Yeah. I approach him like that, and he just fucking spins me around, chokes me out. I'm done. Just like that.
Hi.
Is there like,
Again.
for example, like I
I'm down
know
here.
Reese has, he really likes
Hi.
Asian culture and that kind of stuff. Would you ever consider like, I would wish I was a Japanese heritage? Like, what would you wish was your heritage?
I genuinely am proud to be almost all Australian. I think it's pretty cool because these days, in such a multicultural country, it appears to be so rare.
Oh, it's like a mixing. It's like Australia's all mixed.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I mean,
it's like a Cadbury's favourite box.
yeah, it's an interesting topic but no, I'm proud of who I am and I'm happy with who I am. I wouldn't want to change that.
English heritage, right, Reese?
English completely on Dad's side,
Yeah.
and Mum's side, we're still unsure beyond a certain point. So we know about 3 generations.
What's your
back.
mum's maiden name?
Hessing.
Hessing.
Hessing, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. So we think that there's South African there somewhere, but only on one side. So it'd be one half Australian or English and one half South African, and then beyond that we don't know. So, yeah, but pretty much for about the last 4 generations, we've been Australian.
Interesting.
I always like Indian culture. I don't know why.
Really?
Indian?
Yeah. There's a lot of Indians in my work. They're sick cunts.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
I'm really
I don't
into
know, like,
No, you go.
yeah, no, I was pretty much done with what I was saying anyway.
Oh, I was gonna
Like,
say
if
no.
you could take
Ah,
a
kill
pill,
myself.
Liam.
No,
It's
no,
okay.
my opinion's not good enough to listen to. Apparently.
Oh my god, Liam. Relax.
Like, would you take a pill to be Indian if you got paid like $1 million? You take a pill.
Nah, but, well, how would you guys react if I just rocked up one day and I was fucking a different race?
And you're just like, hello, how are you?
Hello?
No.
I'm the place I'm playing.
You have the same features, you just different like skin pigmentation.
Well, I mean, we'd have to test it, but like, oh yeah, if you're really Sam, What did that one teacher say to the kid who wouldn't shut his computer?
Shut up! Fucking my computer!
Yeah, this guy's Sam.
Shit. Give me a sec, guys.
What
do you guys
about
wanna-
you, Tyler?
Enough about me.
I'll be right back.
This is where I put the
5 minutes later.
Oh, I remember.
because yeah.
Actually, Kyle and Reese fucking scared the shit out of me because I had two separate conversations with them. One, Kyle was in the tab and Reese was in gaming with me, and I was saying like, you know, like in the road to Central Coast, there's a ghost that will jump in the back seat of your car and. It will be like fucking, she'll sit in there and she'll just scare the shit out of you kind of thing. And I was talking to Reese about it and I was like, Reese, have you ever had any ghost encounters? And he's like, yeah, like I've actually talked to my mum about it. Like I've seen this little girl at the bottom of my stairs.
What?
I was like, that's fucked. What do you mean? And he's like, yeah, like a few times I've seen this little spirit of a girl at the bottom of my stairs. And I was like, what the fuck? In a separate conversation, I went to Kyle and I was talking to him and I was like, Kyle, have you ever, like I told him that same story and I was like, Kyle, have you ever had an experience? He goes, this morning, I'm not going to lie, I heard a little girl's voice say, hello. I fucking shit myself. I ran to Reese and I was like, Reese, fucking come see your brother right now. So
Okay, it's time for one of our favorite games on the show called What If It Was Purple?
You remember this story about the ghost story?
The
About
ghost
you and
story.
Kyle? You and Kyle had heard the little girl's voice say hello and you had seen a little girl at the bottom of the stairs?
I can't say for sure that I definitely did see, but I would always feel when sitting in my single chair in the corner, I'd kind of have this panoramic view of most of the lounge room at Liverpool.
Yeah.
And in the far corner of my peripheral view was the bottom of the stairs, and I would frequently always feel like I was being watched by a little girl in the corner there. And I'd only say little girl because my peripherals I felt like I was seeing someone, you know, reasonably short. I don't know why I was getting girl vibes, but yeah, I'd always turn to look and just watch over there and then like look back. But it wasn't on one occasion; it was consistently throughout the 2 years of living there, and always in the same spot.
And that same morning, as I talked to Kyle, he had said he'd heard a little girl in the apartment go, hello. Oh my God, I actually nearly died. I freaked out. I was like, Kyle, are you going to be safe to go home by yourself? Like, that's fucked.
I was so scared that night.
That was the scariest night of my life. I've actually never felt full circle. And the fact is, he heard a little girl. Reese had seen, had felt the presence of a little girl in that apartment. And he talked to his mum about it. Oh my God, I was...
What the fuck is your
Nearly died.
problem?
What was Liam's going off at Lily, I think.
Yeah.
Do you actually believe in ghosts, Zelia?
I feel like I do. I'm really scared right now thinking about them. Because,
Sorry, go.
well, too many people have told too many stories where they're 100% convinced and they're not liars.
Yeah, because like when people tell me stories about like how they you know heard a noise or sound or whatnot, you know, I find that strange because every time I've heard or felt like there was a presence or I heard something or there was a noise or there's always been an explanation to why it's occurred. Like I've always been able to.
There
like,
is.
So it's like, and I've always been able to figure out where the fucking noise came from. So
No.
it's like
If you don't believe in ghosts, you can't get scared by them.
like, yeah,
Fucking right.
because I've never had a scenario where I've felt like there was something that has gone unexplained,
Yeah.
and I've lived on this earth like the same amount of years that you guys have. It's like you think I would experience something like this, but I just haven't.
Not necessarily. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you're saying that You've lived on the same amount of time as us. Why haven't you been stabbed or shot, or
Why haven't you won the
hasn't anyone
lottery?
fucked you in the ass yet? Like, why haven't you won the lottery? It's like it doesn't. That's a terrible argument, but it's like
Yeah, you're fucking stupid, Taylor. You're fucking stupid.
just yeah, mate. Just don't even fucking try. It's like it's.
Oh, he's gone.
He's fucking fucked off. He's gone.
Welcome back, Tails.
Overreacted.
That was a full Liam
Overstepped
situation
boundaries.
there.
Clearly overstepped some boundaries here, guys. Oh,
Like,
thanks,
it-
guys.
Hey, am I adjacent to you on the thumbnail?
No, I'm on your right.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're on
No,
my
you're on
right.
his left.
You're there.
Trees and green.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm on his left in the screen, but yeah, like the way you're facing just then.
You should turn to me and let's have pretend like we're having a punch on.
Wrong way.
You guys are facing the wrong way.
Taylor's facing the wrong way.
Well, on me, I'm facing the right way on my screen.
Not on my screen. I'm the screen that's recording. Reese, turn back around.
Oh, so it is different for you guys.
Yeah, do you want me to face this way?
That's good. That works.
Yeah, that's better.
On my screen, we're both facing the same way, so we're both just like fighting the air.
well, back to Ghost, like many times. Like, okay, this is what I think is insane. Is that think about it? The world was is so disconnected from other cultures, especially like 100 years ago. People have stories of sacrifices made to demons and that kind of stuff. Every corner of the world. What truth must that have? And especially like you'll have indigenous people telling you a story, and then you've got that same thing happening in Africa. Like they've never come across paths, but they've got the same. Even if they call it different things, there's some other universe that must exist, because how else would that be happening?
That is true. It
Across
is really interesting to think about. It's like
thousands of kilometers.
it's like I'm not a religious person, but every single like indigenous culture has like some form of god or higher power.
Spiritual.
Heaps of
being.
different civilizations came up with Jesus.
Yeah.
Weird. Like the same 25th of December.
Yeah.
The Egyptians came up with Jesus first, really, because it's all based on astrological events.
So that's what is insane to me is like, and you've got these, those African countries, they've got this, this ceremony that they do, and it's like this wind thing. Have you seen it? It's like crazy straw. I don't know how it's made, but it's a wind turbine, and it literally dances around the village. Doesn't have a person in it. It's insane. You should really look it up on YouTube. And there's no person in it, and it literally spins around the whole. I don't know how to explain it. It's fucking insane. And witchcraft in Spain and South American countries is actually performed. It's ancient. Like it comes from such a long
He gets like
time
a
ago.
fishbone and does this, and I hope you feel better.
100%. Like that's insane. And why would you think that sacrificing a pig to the ceremony is actually going to help? And but that was happening over here in bloody Ecuador, and then all of a sudden in fucking Africa they're doing the same thing.
They were stupid and don't know what science was back then.
No, there's some truth to it, regardless of what anybody says. And like people have universal experiences. Like when people in my family have passed away, other people of that same family will have a feeling, or they will see a vision of that person doing something. And maybe it's the delirium of, what do you call it? When you mourn someone, but there's all of these little coincidences which I can't deny. Like I'm not like believing like I'm at home in my bed going, oh my god, there's ghosts all around. But there's too many coincidences around here for me to say I'm going to completely deny it.
The thing I think, I love it, Steve. It's exactly right. There's too many things from my perspective, too many strange things to say yes or definitively no. I'm not either side. But I think that and I love you boys, but I think it's quite arrogant to instantly just be like, no, they don't exist. Just because, you can say that towards anything. Oh, I don't believe this or I don't believe that. But just because science can't prove it at the moment doesn't mean that it won't one day. And I think that these supernatural events can be scientifically proven. We just don't know how to prove them at the moment. Just like we don't know how to cure cancer, we don't know how to do this, or we don't know how to live on different planets. We don't know how to do so many things yet that we will one day. I think that supernatural phenomenon isn't as simple as a ghost being a ghost like they are in movies and horror shows. I think it's, how I like to think of it is, the whole relativity of time, and these people have just become displaced in like an energy sort of form, and they're existing, and some people are able to see them or feel them, but because of the relativity of time, they're not actually doing it in our time, they're doing it in their time. We're just able to see that. So it's like, and that's some form of attempted scientific explanation, which I feel like one day it could actually be proven. So I think it's silly to completely deny that any such existence is there. It's just, it may not be like it is in the fucking Conjuring, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
No one can 100% say that ghosts don't exist.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna sit here and say, like, I can't believe in something that has no evidence. I'd rather just say I have no belief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Reese.
Yeah.
Although you're wrong, so
Ghosts aren't real.
It's the energy that is the interesting thing. Like, energy is obviously all around us. If you're feeling like something's present, like, when someone walks into a room.
That's only because you want to believe it, though, because you believe in ghosts. You're like, oh my god, I feel something.
No, but
if you're like me and you just have absolutely no belief in it, you just be like, oh, what was that? Like, I don't know. I feel like
it's a real debate going on here. This is great.
There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Unless I see a fucking ghost in front of me right now, I'll never believe it. I don't care if I hear a sound. Oh, what was that?
So can I ask a question in this debate as well? Do you think it's weaker for a person to believe in religion, or do you think it's a stronger thing? I've always
it's much stronger to believe in religion, because it's like life principles and shit to live by in religion, rather than ghosts. It's just like, it's more of just like a fun thing.
Think about religion. You've got this Holy Spirit. Let's just say Christianity, for example. You've got this Holy Spirit. That is energy. That is the same spirit that me and Reese are talking about. When you believe in that, you're saying... Yeah,
because that was... that Bible was written like 4,000 years ago, back when no one knew anything about science. No one knew anything back then.
Well, I've always thought that, like, the mindset of people that believe in religion is actually weaker. Like, I think that they've been exposed to this thing and they take it as gospel, that they actually don't form their own ideas. I don't know whether your mind is stronger to continue being a part of religion, or if it's actually weaker because you're actually just devoting your brain and your mental state to saying, this is me, this is my identity kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think people who believe in God and shit, they don't care if he's real or not, but they act as though he's real and they live by all these principles that Christianity gives you, and it's good. Like, I have nothing against religious people.
I know why we're friends now. I agree with you completely. I think that I divide religion into two different things, though. There's the practice of religion. There's the there's the church. There's the Bible. There's the actual day-to-day living. You're living your life in a system of religion, and then there's the belief of a higher power and an energy and a different a way of life beyond your own.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're two different things. There's people who preach a way of life, and there's people who actually believe in something else entirely.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely in a belief of something else entirely. I'm in a belief of a higher power, not necessarily God or Jesus or demons or heaven or hell, but an energy that transcends us. And I don't believe, though, in a way of life that you need to be molded into something to do and live a certain way, because I feel like it limits you, it restricts you, it completely nerfs your ability to have your own decisions and do things how you want to do them, when you want to do them, and properly live life.
100%. And I think, like, you guys saying that you kind of don't believe in ghosts, I think that's kind of you also, like, would that also be assumed that you're atheist? Like,
I would say I don't know either way. I wouldn't say atheist. I wouldn't call myself an atheist. I wouldn't say there's no God. There's no God. No one knows. How do you know?
There's a word for that.
Agnostic.
it's
Agnostic. Yeah.
I'd like to think that there's like I'd love to think that we're in a simulation.
Yeah, 100%. Like we're just some kid turned on his computer and he's God.
Yeah,
It was just some kid turning his fucking computer on.
Yeah,
The universe, boom.
And because I think that I associate like very weird coincidences. Like there's like I think of something and then like 10 minutes later that thing happens or something says that exact same thing and I'm like, there's no way I'm not in a fucking simulation right now.
Someone's fucking with us and someone's fucking with me right now.
That's coincidence.
The countless times we've been on Discord, like I don't know, you or Reese or you and I just talking about one of the others, and then they just happen to jump on Discord at that exact second.
But do you think that comes down to routine? Like you know that that's the type of person.
No, it's completely random.
I think humans just find patterns in things. Like things like that happen all the time.
Because your brains are hardwired to look for patterns.
Yeah,
and shit. And like look for faces where there aren't faces.
It kind of fits into this idea of synchronicity. You know, I think I've mentioned it before on the podcast. Look it up if you haven't.
It's a very interesting concept.
I kind of relate synchronicity to more of like that energy level sort of type of belief rather than like something like a simulation. But again, it's the same thing. It's I guess however you define coincidence and whether you believe
what is random.
What is random? Yeah.
For example, one time I happened to walk past Reese on the same exact corner that Reese was on. That was completely random. Out of all the corners in the world, Reese happened to be in the same corner that I was on, and we completely didn't mean to meet up. And it was insane.
Such a strange thing because I remember that day. I usually walk through the Westfields and come out the other end to go home. But for the one day ever, I chose to just go, oh no, I'll walk around today because it was a nice sunny day. That was my thinking. But I just so happened to bump into Zelia at the same time. It's like, that's completely coincidental. I don't believe in any sort of higher meaning behind that.
No.
Funny how these things happen. How like you usually go to do one thing, but the time you change it, you meet someone.
It's the butterfly effect.
That reminds me of the one time where I went to go visit Sam in Melbourne, and on my plane back, I was at the airport checking my bags, and I bump into Rebecca, a friend of this a group. And we had the same plane to go back to Sydney, and
it's just
she never knew I was She never knew I was in Melbourne. And I'm like, what the fuck? We had the same plane. We weren't in the same row or anything, but that's
it's insane that at the same time you could potentially be in the same thing. But also, when you're in a plane, all of those people are choosing to go back at the exact same time. So you actually have something in common, even though you don't know them.
Actually, I've got another story like that. I was in London. I went to Abbey Road where the Beatles took the crosswalk photo.
Yeah.
And I was there, and there was a couple there trying to get their picture, and I said, okay, I'll take a picture of you two if you take a picture of me. We did that anyway. I said, thank you so much. See you later. And this is Abbey Road in London. About 5-6 days later, I was in even more, maybe about 8 days later. I was in Belgium in a small town called Bruges.
So you went to Bruges?
I went to Bruges, yeah.
I watched that movie, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, okay, cool. I watched the movie the night before I went to Bruges so I could be refreshed on the locations and everything. Anyway, fucking loved it. Awesome city. And it's a very niche city, It's one of the oldest medieval cities in Europe, so you'd only go there if you were a fan of that or you knew the movie.
City alcoves.
Like, there's no particular reason that people would rush to Bruges. It's just a tiny town. But 8 days later, at this random bridge in the city of Bruges, the whole city, I bump into the same people that I took the photo of at Abbey Road.
Amazing.
That's
crazy.
It's
just like of all of Europe, of everything, it's a different country. It's a random city in a different country.
Yeah.
And at the same bridge, there's like 80 bridges. Of all bridges I choose to walk over, I bump into them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was just
insane.
Really random. Yeah.
Spooky coincidences.
Spooky.
Like,
that's going to be the name of the episode. Spooky.
That's a Vsauce episode.
Yeah, that's a Vsauce episode.
I love that one.
That's insane.
Like the photo of the guy at Disneyland when he was a kid and he married this woman.
And the woman...
And they were looking through the old photos and the woman's like, oh, fuck, that's me in the background of your photo.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah.
These are the craziest things, and like it's so normalized. It's like, oh, whoa, by chance. But I always think about this, like, how many times have you had a near collision on the road, like, or you thought, fuck, that guy fucking was this close to hitting me, imagine 2 seconds later that they actually did hit you. You wouldn't be talking about that. You wouldn't even have had that thought that passed in your head. You would have been dead, or seriously injured. You would be impacted. But that 2 seconds or that 1 second changed the course of your life because it was just a brush off moment. Like, oh crap, what an idiot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have been dead.
And they're defining moments. They have the potential to be defining moments in your life, and they just narrowly miss by milliseconds.
I feel like I'm hijacking these answers because I've just got so many. I'm sorry, but no, I remember my mum and I were in a car. We were driving down through Moorebank in like the industrial area, and she's on the driver's side, so to my right, I'm in the passenger seat. And my mum's already, suffering from spinal injuries and that. So she's driving. She's not all the best of health. Anyway, as we're driving on the road, the van in front of us gets T-boned on the driver's side by a car really fucking fast and completely like it didn't roll, but it moved heavily.
Yeah.
It was only, the next car in front of us, not long in front of us. If that van wasn't there and we were that car, and mum got hit, I feel like it could have been deadly for her.
Yeah.
And it's just, I always think back to that about like, what if we were that car? What if we were 2 seconds ahead on the road?
Yeah.
That would have been us. And so it's weird shit, yeah.
That's
It's
insano style.
Yeah, that's
Insano style.
Insano style.
Hashtag Insano style.
Can you link them down below?
Link in the description. That's because
Hashtag.
Liam's editing this one, aren't you?
Yeah.
Or is there going to be a big block of text right here saying edited by Taylor Smith
How about you
again?
fuck off?
Wow, but it is amazing, and I love thinking about it, but I also think I'm really scared to think about it as well. It's like that existential crisis thinking, because everything that happens for a reason kind of thing. I know that's so cliche, but realistically it does, and it fucking works out. Every second happens, and it's just like my whole life could have changed based on this one course of this 1 millisecond, and it doesn't, or it does.
I
It's like that
definitely have to
movie
agree
that
with
you
on
recommended
that,
that I
ZZ.
watch. Huh?
The
What?
one that you...
Yeah, you recommended that I watch the
Butterfly Effect.
Oh, did you like it?
I can't decide if I like it or not.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's a very long list.
Do you like that movie, Reese?
I have only seen it once. I was like,
Yeah, I watched it once a while ago. I just couldn't.
but
It was interesting. I just couldn't figure out if I liked it or not.
I'd like to rewatch it. A similar movie
Yeah.
that I could describe to it would be, where is it? It's on my list here. Fucking where is it? Sorry. What's it called? T, you and I watched it recently. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Oh,
Mind.
yeah, I've seen that.
Oh,
I need
I feel
to
like
rewatch that as well.
They're very different genres, but
Same.
they're very heavily, time ripple effect type of essence, I guess. And I didn't like Eternal Sunshine when I first saw it. When I rewatched it last year with Taylor, I fell in love with it so deeply.
I need to
And now-
rewatch it. I saw it once, like, years ago. So.
I feel like the same thing could be with the Butterfly Effect. It's a movie which you have to
Yeah.
watch a
We
second or
watched
third
that this
time.
year. By the way, we watched it this year.
Was it this year, Eternal Sunshine?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
We were living at your old house, though, so that was before we moved here. That would have been really early.
You sure?
Yeah, we watched it at the old house.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%, mate. I reckon it was before I went to Europe, like early this year.
Oh, it could have been last year.
No, because I definitely wasn't in the lounge room here watching it. I remember specifically sitting where I used to sit in your old house.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a flattering angle.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm just in deep thought.
Well, what do you think of that, Z?
I was looking at money, and then I was thinking about candles, and I just had a lot of racing thoughts. And I was
Racist
just thinking
thoughts?
about, I wonder what that lounge room looked like. I wonder what was the defining element that Reese was visualizing that made him think this wasn't in the right house. But yeah, it was all happening at the same time. Excellent, guys. Do we have any more questions?
I think that might be the
Yeah, that
conclusion.
might be. We could probably just keep talking for hours just about anything, but we'll have to put a stop to
I
it
know.
eventually.
I have so
See-
much to say, guys.
Yeah, I don't think we'd have the same conversation if we did this like 5 years ago. We'd talk about cars and explosions.
Did you guys see Stacey at school today? She looked at me.
But we're talking about a very thorough discussions about external beliefs.
That went pretty
Jesus
deep,
and
real quick.
ghosts.
Did you like it though?
Of course
Yes.
we did.
Good convo.
Some good points were brought up. That's for sure.
We had a very
I've
good
written
debate
heaps
between
of-
you two down there.
I don't know. Yeah, sure.
No? Okay.
I don't know if it was a debate. Was it a debate? I guess.
Yeah,
It was
definitely got heated.
a strong discussion, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Zia, I hope you've had a good birthday podcast.
Oh, I've really enjoyed it. Thanks so much for
That's
having
right.
me.
Happy birthday, Z.
Happy birthday.
Thanks so much. It was a great. Well, when I start up my podcast one day, I will invite you guys all to it.
Please.
Can't wait.
You're going to start your own podcast?
It's going to be called Existential Crisis by Zelia Bruno.
Fuck.
And it's going to be things that make you want to fucking kill yourself because you feel really smart.
Whoa.
Jeez, all right.
First
See you guys there.
Oh, man.
Sounds like a podcast I want to go on.
I'll put right in.
Wait, so do I say goodbye to all yous or do we do an ending?
We'll say goodbye together.
Sam, you're the one who usually does the endings.
All right, viewers. Thank you for watching. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button. You know the drill. Thank you to Zelia. Thank you to the boys.
The drill.
Peace out.
Boys.
Peace out.